Okay, I see a note from Carol that we're now streaming live, so I'm going to start the meeting. It's 3 p.m. It's February 8th, 2022, and it's our annual meeting of the Library Board of Trustees, the Brownell Library Board of Trustees. Thanks, everybody, for coming and coming so timely. The first thing on our agenda is to approve the minutes from our January 11th, 2022 meeting. Everyone should have received a copy of the minutes. Can I have a motion to approve them?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Jeff. May I have a second?
Anne raised her hand.
Rosen.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Anne seconded. Is there any discussion about the minutes? Any changes or discussion? Okay, all in favor of accepting approving the minutes from the January 11th, 2022 meeting? Say aye. Shirley?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
Anne Grimes?
Aye.
Lucy Duhamel?
Aye.
Nancy Osborne, aye. So it's unanimous. Thank you. It being our annual meeting, that's the time when we elect our officers for the coming year. I'd like to take nominations from the floor first for the secretary. I'd like to nominate Lucy Duhamel to continue as secretary. Are there any other nominations? Okay. Lucy, do you accept?
Could I nominate somebody?
Only yourself? Of course you can, but all in favor of Lucy Duhamel as secretary? Shirley?
Aye.
Aye.
Anne?
Aye.
Okay, I think that was Jeff. Great. I think
Yep,
Anne
aye.
said,
Jeff,
said
aye.
aye.
Yes.
Yep, and I am in favor also. And Lucy, may I have your vote?
I'm aye.
Thank you. It's unanimous.
Nancy, excuse me.
Yes.
Carol
Yes.
reminds us that we need to say who is in attendance.
Okay, well, everybody is here, and those people are Nancy Osborne, Lucy Duhamel, Anne Grimes, Jeff Kenyon, Shirley Hardison. Our director, Sue Russo, is also in attendance. Okay, thank you for that, Shirley and Carol. So after secretary, I'd like to hear if there are nominations for treasurer. Are there any from the floor?
I would like to nominate, this is Shirley. I would like to nominate Jeff Kenyon for treasurer.
Okay, are there
That's-
any?
I second.
Second that, or
Okay, all in favor? Lucy
Aye.
Duhamel?
Yep.
Okay, I see Shirley raised her
Jeff
hand. Yes.
says, Jeff says
Jeff?
okay.
Jeff
aye.
Kenyon? Jeff, you're
Jeff says
saying okay?
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anne?
Yes. Aye.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having some connection problems.
Yeah,
I think
there's a little
that
delay.
I say aye also, and so I believe it's unanimous. I would also like to nominate, have a nomination for assistant treasurer.
It's Shirley again. I would like to nominate Anne Grimes as the assistant treasurer.
Okay, may I have a second?
Second.
Great, I heard Jeff second.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Shirley?
Aye.
Nancy is an aye. Lucy?
Aye.
Aye.
Jeff? And Anne, thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Anne, for
aye.
accepting also. Okay, finally, we have the Office of Chairperson. Are there nominations from the floor?
Yes, I would like to nominate Nancy Osborne as chairperson.
I second.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Okay, let's take a vote then. Lucy Duhamel,
Yes.
Anne Grimes,
Yes.
Jeff Kenyon,
Yes.
and Shirley Hardison.
Yes.
Okay, and I vote yes also, so that's unanimous too. Terrific. All right, we have that out of the way. Thank you all for serving. I think it's running very well. I really appreciate all the time and effort you put into it. I think we appreciate each other for being here, so thanks. Okay. Next up is the treasurer's report. Jeff, would you like to give your report?
Okay, as at the end of January, we have for our original CD number one, $20,855.91. For our CD number two, and that was the more recent, we have $20,003.51. The checking account balance is $19,647.62. And one check was cashed in the month of January, and that was the bonus check for our director, $500.
Jeff, could you say what was the 19,000?
$19,647.
No, what is it for?
That's our checking balance.
Checking account.
Okay,
Yep.
Oh, and I'd like to clarify one thing, Jeff. I think,
Yep.
I think you said that there was a $500 check
Yep.
cash in January. Is that the case?
Yeah, yes, that was one check, and I believe
Oh.
that was our director's bonus check.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
No deposits.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Jeff or Ann? Thank you guys for taking care of purchasing that second CD and jumping through the hoops you had to do, that you had to jump through at the bank, setting it up.
Yeah,
Great.
I'll just add that Betsy Fitzgerald at the bank has been very, very helpful. And she's always there if you have a question and so on. The bank has redone its electronic online banking website, but it's a little easier to use, so that's not an issue.
Great. Anything else? Okay, what I'd like to do, back in December, on December 4th at our meeting, we approved a motion to allow Sue, our director, to open up a Bay Coast account. She advises us that the bank advises us that we should have another signatory on the account, and that makes sense to have Sarah Braswell added as a signatory on the Bay Coast account. So I'd like to make a motion to amend our December 4th motion to include Sarah as a signatory on the account. I will make that motion and ask for a second, and then we can discuss if we need to. So
I'll second it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's great. Is there any discussion? Does anybody have any questions about adding Sarah as a signatory in addition to the director on the Bay Coast account? And Sue, if you have any comment, or if I'm not, stating this correctly, please let me know. Shirley?
Is it that you have to have two signatures on each check, or is it just that there's someone else that can sign in your absence? Or
No, I just, if I was hit by a truck, all of a sudden nobody can.
Don't do
get to
that.
them.
Please don't do that.
But yeah, so that it was mostly an issue that I realized that if I was the only one who could sign and
Yeah.
something happened to me, we'd be
Yeah.
stuck. So
Okay.
it's just
Yeah, because I was going to say, for that small amount of money that we're talking about, two signatures on each check would be cumbersome.
no. It wouldn't be a two signature account. It would
Okay.
just be another person who could get to it if.
Okay.
And Carol is saying that she wouldn't amend the prior vote, but would take a new vote to add Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to amend the prior motion.
Okay. So I think my new motion would state to allow Sue Russo as director to open up an account at Bay Coast Bank with herself and Sarah Braswell as signatories on that account.
Let me ask you a question. Is the account already open?
Yes.
Then I think what the motion would be is that we simply add Sarah Braswell as a signatory on the Bay Coast Bank account. For the library,
Existing
Yeah.
code.
since
Yes,
the account's already open.
thank you. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the motion is, can we add, the motion is to allow Sarah Braswell to be a second signatory on the Bay Coast account that is in existence that Sue opened in December.
I'll
I
second.
still, okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so somebody seconds, Jeff seconded that.
Jeff
Yeah.
seconded it. Mhm.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the motion? Okay, all in favor, Lucy,
Yes.
Ann,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Shirley,
Yes,
Nancy, yes, and great. So motion's unanimous. Thanks for everybody's help working through that. Okay, the next is the director's report, including fiscal year 23 budget. So Sue, whichever one you want to tackle first.
Okay, well, let's just do the director's report first, because I think I can whiz through that pretty quickly.
Okay.
I sent it out to everybody. This time I included an annual update, calendar year update, just to let you guys know what we've been up to, the number of people in the building, what we've lent. It's a lot of numbers, but kind of shows the impact we've had in town in calendar year 2021. And the things that we've done, some of them with the board, like the long range plan, and policy updates and things like that. So, and the fine. So it's just kind of to give you an idea of all the stuff we managed to do, even in the middle of, or the tail end, or wherever we are of the pandemic. I dropped the long range plan update because we haven't done that much to it since last month. So I'll add that back in quarterly. Then the next section is just kind of general updates that I had talked about before. The financial piece, again, from the monies that we took in January, and the number of documents notarized, and then the tables. So January eZone is off the charts in terms of usage, the downloadable ebooks, audiobooks, and that's something that's happening statewide. We are getting the same number. We've returned to pre-pandemic numbers of patron visits. Our circulation numbers, computer uses and wireless uses are down, which is peculiar. Although print circulation numbers being decreased is definitely a statewide phenomenon. Nancy had asked me what people were doing if they weren't checking out books using our computers or using our wireless, and I honestly don't have a good answer. We do have people who come in and read the newspapers. We do have people who come in and look at the art displays that we change monthly, or the Molly Luce paintings, which are on loan from the Historical Society. There is a group of people who come in Saturday and have their dogs visit us, and they all get treats. But I'm not sure it equals the number, so we'll have to keep looking at that. But the fact that a town of 3,400 people, we had more than 20,000 people walk in our door last calendar year is and during a period of time when some people still aren't going out and about, I think is worth noting.
Mhm. And I would think too that with the eZone checkouts increasing so much, that the other probably would decrease.
Yeah, we do see people every 3 years. You have to update your library card information, and so we do see people who we never see, and all of a sudden they come in with their library card because they have to update it. So,
Mhm.
but
Well,
But that was
I
one
think-
thing with the pandemic. We were always concerned that people would get so used to not coming to see us, would they come back? So yes, the answer is yes, they did come back.
Well, that's a credit to you all. I think that you're right, that it's amazing that many people in a town of 3,000 or 3,500 come in the calendar
So-
year is a credit to you all.
So I think we're through that unless there are any questions about any of the things that I kind of went through quickly in the director's report. So the budget, the budget is the big thing. I've spoken to Tony a couple of times. I've spoken to Nancy a bunch of times. And so this is where we are at. Some of the numbers have changed from last meeting. Nancy sent me the budget narrative from last year, and so I can go through that. And then if there are any line items that you have questions, I can answer the questions. But the numbers on the spreadsheets back up the budget narrative. So basically the salary, we start from the very top of the budget summary, operating summary rather. Sorry, I'm going to be flipping back between digital pages. So the salary increase that I did was 2%. The next line, the insurance, is actually property liability and workman's comp insurance. I don't have the number. I did an 8% increase because that was the projected increase from the previous fiscal year. But I won't get that number for a while, so it is an estimate. The department expenses, I did an increase of 1.5%. What we purchase out of that are materials, all our materials, audiobooks, DVDs, book processing supplies, the paper towels, toilet paper, water, membership fees, that sort of thing. So that's in that line. The phone and alarm line went down because I switched providers. And so we managed to save some money in the switching.
Who did you switch to and from, just out of curiosity?
So we switched from a Verizon line to a voice over internet line with that's provided via ATG, which is a company out of Providence that the consortium works with a lot. So we're using our internet and their equipment and software.
Interesting.
All right. So the next,
How about we
Bundle.
take Sue, let's ask if there are any, maybe take
yeah,
it in
sorry.
bits of some chunks here. Are there any questions about line
The-
7,000, 7091, 7100, and 7154 that Sue just went through?
No,
I do have a question for Sue.
Mhm.
Sue, on the last meeting, you mentioned adding approximately $300 for potential travel for any of the staff, professional development and so
That's
on.
included in that amount.
Okay. Would that be under department expenses, for example? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not sure we're going to be traveling, but it's, to
Okay.
cover gas for
Yep. Okay.
travel to other libraries. Yep.
Yeah, that's in Sue's narrative there on line 7100 in the narrative page. Okay. Sorry, Sue. Sorry to interrupt. Go right ahead.
No. No, I've been
Pension,
looking at
medical.
this so much that I forget. So the next batch is pension, medical, dental, payroll, and life insurance. And those numbers were all provided by the town finance director based on a 2% salary increase. The current rates for a lot of this are not available. So he did his best estimate. The state grant line is the amount that's in the draft budget for the state of Rhode Island. This also is not a firm number because the budget for Rhode Island hasn't been passed. From what I understand, historically, it doesn't usually change that much, but just so you all know that it's a tentative number. And then the library contribution line, what I would like to do is not include a hard figure this year, because we get a lot of donated money from the Friends of the Brownell Library and the Brownell Library Trust, as well as individual donations that are given to us throughout the year. But those donations are used primarily for items that are not already part of our budget. So I didn't want to include a number for something that it's paying for something that's not listed above.
Mhm.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
And you'll see that if you compare fiscal year 2022 bottom line, 174,924, to fiscal year 2023, which is 176,991, that's just $2,067 more that we're looking for in 2023, which is not only a reasonable amount, in my opinion, my humble opinion, but also we, Sue can speak to this, but in order to qualify for our state grant of $39,139, we have to exceed our budget from last year. Does that make sense? So we're exceeding it by 2,000 and change, but that's very important because that allows us to apply for the state grant of $39,139 or qualify for it. Is that right, Sue?
It's the town contribution has to be more than it was the previous year, not, it shows a maintenance of effort.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have any questions for Sue about what she just went over?
I do. I just wondered why the dental went down so much, just out of curiosity.
I think I am getting in lieu of payments instead of medical and dental insurance because I have it already through my
Oh,
husband's.
that's right. That's right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Are we ready for a vote on the fiscal year 2023 budget then? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2023 budget for the library. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor, Lucy Duhamel,
Yes.
Ann Grimes,
Yes.
Jeff Kenyon,
Yes.
Shirley Hardison,
Yes,
and Nancy Osborne, yes, also. So it's unanimous.
Would we need to put the caveat in there that because we are given every year the expenses from the town,
Yes.
once
that's
those
like-
expenses come in,
Mhm.
that's
So I learned last year, Liz, that's in my cover letter to Carol. I said, I will say, we met and we approved the budget based on numbers the town, gave us
okay.
and figures provided by the town. And based on that, we approved the fiscal 2023
Oh, that's
amount that we're
yeah.
requesting.
okay. I do remember
So
that.
that if that changes, it should give us a door to, reconsider if something changes drastically, if their numbers change between now and.
So Nancy, look at the chat because Carol has, we have to vote on what to request of the town meeting. And I guess it has to be part of that letter. Do you see the chat there?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay, so I think I have to name the amount. I think Carol is saying
Yeah, she's saying that we just, instead of amending, we just take a new vote.
Oh, no, that was for the other one, Lucy. That was for the,
Yeah,
what she's saying now is voting on,
Using the letter to
Yeah.
request, using the wording of the letter. So the letter is,
all right. So I would make a motion that based on certain figures provided by the town, we approve our fiscal year 2023 budget request of $176,991. And that amount should be placed on the warrant to see if the town will appropriate the sum for the Brownell Library, home of the Little Compton Free Public Library.
But Nancy, if you don't mind, just shooting that to me, that would be great.
Yes, as long as I get a chat from Carol that that's what she was looking for.
yeah, she said yes, thank you.
Okay, all right. I can certainly do that. Okay, so I'm going to take another vote to be perfectly in order here. Can I have a second for that motion that I just made?
Second. Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay. All in favor, Lucy Duhamel,
Yes.
Ann Grimes,
Yes.
Jeff Kenyon,
Yes.
Shirley Hardison.
Stroke.
Yes, Shirley, I think I heard you say yes. Yep, thank you.
yes.
Nancy Osborne, yes. Okay, motion carries. I can't thank Sue enough for putting this all together ahead of time, getting it to us, for all of you reviewing it, and taking the time to understand it. So thank you, Sue. Thank you, everybody. I think it's one of the harder things we have to do. And well done.
Yeah, thank you, Sue, and thank you for your very detailed director's report. It's nice to see.
Okay. Does anybody have any other business today?
I
Okay.
do have a question I'd like to ask Sue.
Okay.
Sue, I know you've got some great statistics here, and I was wondering, and the other board members, please weigh in on this. Is it possible to put any statistics up of the total number of people that have attended COVID clinics?
Oh, yeah, it's just above 300 people. So we had 12 clinics. Hillary added it all up, and off the top of my head, I don't remember, but it was
Right.
just, yeah, it was between 300 and 320, I think. What happened was the vaccinators from the emergency management, I think people who were doing it, didn't like the number of people we had in the space we have. And so they moved it across the street to the Congregational Church. And so they've been hosting them since, because they have their whole hall downstairs. So, but I told them if for some reason we are still vaccinating people in the summer, they're welcome to come back. So, because they liked doing it outside. But our spaces were just too, we were getting 48 people in an hour and a half, and it was too many people in the building at once. So for them, for their comfort. So,
Overall,
but yeah, it was, I can give you the exact number offline,
Yeah.
but it was
Now, I
a
just
little
want
over 300.
sort of a rule of thumb. Now, was it your opinion that they were pleased with your effort, particularly to get this going?
The vaccinators or the people in town?
Yeah, the vaccinators.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I had a lot of conversations from people who were showing up here and had never been to Little Compton. But yeah, no, we
Good.
we had a well-oiled machine there for a while. It just,
Yeah, well, space
with
is
the Omicron variant and the space we have available, it got too tight.
all right. Thank you. Thanks, Sue.
Mhm.
Okay, anything else? Okay. All right, then I move to adjourn the meeting. May I have a second?
I second.
Like, lots of seconds.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Lucy,
Aye.
I heard, and I
Aye.
see you. Jeff, I hear you. Shirley?
Aye.
Right, okay, I hereby adjourn the meeting. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Carol.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.